Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Goodness John. Today I'm going to be showing us how I make this bubu. If this is something you're interested in watching, please stick with me to the end of the video. If this is the first time you're seeing me on your screen, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. Alright then, let's get into the video. So I'll be using 5 yards of this fabric to make my clothes. So it's 5 yards by 45 inches. So I've folded it in two, and then I'll be taking my measurement. So first is my shoulder measurement, which is 14 inches divided by 2. I'm marking 7 inches. And then from the 7-inch mark, I would mark the sleeve. So it depends on how long you want it to be. So mine is 16 inches. So that means my bubu is covering the whole 45-inch measurement. Next, I'm going to drop by 1 inch at the edge. It's just to give me a little slope, you know, the way we drop for shoulder. So I'll mark it, and then I'll go and mark the round neck. So this pattern I'm drafting is for the back. So the depth is going to be 1.5 inch and the width is 2.5 inches. So I'll use a curved ruler to connect this. Next, I'm going to use a ruler to connect the 1 inch drop at the edge to the neckline. Next, I'll apply my round sleeve measurement from the 1 inch drop. So I'm measuring 10 inches and I'll just mark it. So after I mark it, at that point, I would measure my round bust measurement. So my round bust is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5. So I'm going to be adding 5 inches to this measurement. So I've marked the 5-inch extra, but when I was connecting, I added an extra inch because I wanted it just slightly bigger. So I'll be connecting from the sleeve all the way down to the bottom of the bubu. So I'm just going to measure the full length, which I had 64. I wanted it just a bit longer and then cut it out. So now I'm measuring what I have across the chest and I'm just applying that at the bottom of the bubu, and then I'm going to connect it with a straight line. Next, I'm going to cut out my piece. So I'm going to cut out the neck and just cut out the lines I've just marked. After cutting the back piece, the next thing I'll do is to fold the front piece fabric. So the fabric will be 1.5 inch wider than the back piece because of it's going to have slits at the bottom and going to have an opening in front. So I need allowance for that. So I'm just marking the 1.5 inch across and using a ruler to draw it. Next, I'm going to take my back piece and place the center front on this 1.5 inch line. Next, I'll do the neckline for the front piece. Apologies, when I was measuring this was out of frame. So my neck depth is 4 inches, but everything else is the same apart from the neck depth. So I'll be measuring my 4 inches and then just draw my neck curve. Next, I'm going to cut the pattern out. I'll cut out the neck curve for the front piece, then I'll split that opening this of the center front open. So I'll just split it open, that 1.5 inch excess I did, I'll split that open and then I'll cut out the rest of it. After cutting, I'll just put the back aside and start working on the front. So I will measure, because it has a slit in front and at the bottom, I'll be measuring where I want the slit to start from. So like an opening. So I want mine at 8 inch. I'll mark it at 8 inches and then I'll measure where I want the bottom slit to start from. So I want it at my knee length, which is 40 inches. I'll mark 40 inches from the top. Next, I'll take it to the sewing machine and sew where my slits are going to be. I'm going to sew those ones on running stitch. So that's my longest stitch. And then in between, I'm going to sew with the normal stitch. So I like to sew my lines closed because it helps me have accuracy. So I'll just sew this closed, so that with normal stitch, then sew the bottom slit with running stitch. So this is what it looks like. I sewed a running stitch and normal stitch and then running stitch for the bottom slits. So I'll go and iron this opened. Next, I'll come and measure the waist length. So from the shoulder, I'll be measuring my waist length, which is 17 inches. I'll measure it on both sides of the center front. Next, I'm going to apply quarter of my waist measurement to the center front. So my waist is 28, divided by 4 is 7 inches. So I'll mark it from the center at the waist length. I'll mark that 7 inches, and then I'll mark it on the other side as well. So after I've marked this, I'll put the front piece aside and start working on the rope that I will attach to it. So this is my rope. Each is 2 inches wide by 13 inches length. Next, I'll place this rope on the quarter waist mark I initially marked. So I'll just use a pin and pin it down. Next, I'm going to sew it on that line straight down for both ropes, for both sides. So I've sewn it, and this is what it looks like. Next, I'm going to be attaching the front and the back. So I'll go and join the shoulders together. So I've joined it. The next thing I'm going to do is to fold the sleeve area. So I'm just going to use the sewing machine to fold it down. And I'll do this for both sides. After folding the sleeves, the next thing I'm going to do is to join the sides together and take it to the sewing machine and sew it all the way down. So I'm going to be doing this for both sides. So I've joined the sides together, and this is what it's looking like. The next thing I'll do is to fold the neck. Fold the neck, I've cut out bias tape using the same Kampala fabric. So I'll just open the slits at the neck side and then sew the bias to the neckline. I'll go and sew it from the right side all the way around the neckline. So I've gone and sewn it, and this is what it looks like. So I'll use my scissors and make little cuts around the joining and then trim off the excess. So this is just so it sits well when I want to hem it down. After doing this, I'll be using hemming gum and pressing iron just to fold it down on the neckline. So I'll take the hemming gum, and this is what the hemming gum looks like. So it's a hot melt. So once you place the pressing iron on it, it melts and glues the bias to the fabric. So the next thing I'm going to do is to fold around the edges, so the bottom edge. So I'll just open up the slit and then take it to the sewing machine and fold the bottom edge. So now I've just done that. The next thing I'm going to do is to use the hemming gum to finish up the slit, the bottom slit and the neck slit. So I'm just going to take it to the pressing table and iron it to melt it down. I hope this video has been helpful and easy to follow. If you have any questions, please drop in the comment section and I'll be able to answer your questions. After I've pressed with the hemming gum, I will iron all my seams open and iron on all my seams so I have a neat finishing. Alright guys, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and if you have subscribed, thank you for your support. Alright then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.